I hope that my kids or other kids that I just know of in the future, I hope they will know about the histories of people who look like them. I hope they'll know an accurate history, not a whitewashed history. I hope they'll know the history of the bad things America's done, as well as the good things America has provided. And I hope that overall people are just treated a little bit better.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shining a Light, the show where we shine a light on youth activists who raise awareness, promote action, and inspire change. Today, I'm joined by Mina Fedor, an 8th grader from the Bay Area who's the founder of AAPI Youth Rising, which inspires Asian American and Pacific Islander youth to express their identity. Most recently, Mina partnered with American Girl, creating the 2022 Girl of the Year, and she was also nominated for Time Kid of the Year. Mina, thanks so much for being with us today on Shining a Light.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to speak to you.
I think it was about almost a year ago, you organized your first march, and I read that you expected about 70 people to show up and over 1,000 people did. Can you just, explain to our audience what this march was and what it felt like to have such support from the community?
Yeah, of course. So I had first sort of heard about the increase in xenophobia against the AAPI community and the rising hate crimes against the AAPI community back in, it was like spring and late winter of 2020, which is kind of a long time ago, but and no mainstream news sources were really covering the issue. I never saw the issue on TV. I never saw anything about it, yet I was reading that it was getting like really, really bad. And then my own family member, we were just going on a walk around my neighborhood, just a few houses down from me, walking my dog. And then this lady just deliberately coughed at my family member. And that was really very, very personal to me. It was also just a few houses down from my own. And that was definitely really made me feel very unsafe in my community for the first sort of time. I hadn't really experienced something like that. I realized that the youth were definitely experiencing these hate crimes like quite a bit, actually. It was youth and the elderly experiencing them quite a lot, and youth had a lot to say, and they weren't really getting much of a platform to say that on, or not many people hearing youth perspectives. So I really wanted to say something about that. So I did. I tried. I organized AAPI Youth Rising Rally. I wanted to make it a super inclusive and positive space for youth to share out their opinions and share out why this needs to stop and why this needs to get more coverage and why AAPI need to speak out more and why we should be listened to more. So that all came together sort of, and yeah, we had over 15 youth speakers and a bunch of youth leaders, and it was amazing to see, sort of in like a time of sort of darkness, to see like, I don't know, people are coming together and there is change happening. And that was sort of the very start of AAPI Youth Rising, but our mission is to take small actions in our communities to make a difference. And we've just tried to stick by that and take actions and just try to make it, like positive changes.
If someone had told you all the impact you would have a year later, do you think you could have believed it?
Oh, I don't think I would. Yeah. Well, first of all, I have to question how they got here, what the time was like, timeline. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I would have believed something, because I was really scared to speak out. And when the rally happened, I didn't realize I was going to have to say something. I thought I just had to hang a sign and be like, peace out, guys. I don't want to speak here, but I wanted to. And I was like, I want to say something. I kind of got to say something. So, but I was pretty nervous that day. While I was speaking, there was actually a wasp by my hand.
A wasp?
Kind of scary. Yeah, I went I swatted my hand away, but it was, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't think I would have believed, I don't know, all the stuff we've accomplished so far. But
yeah. And when you were nervous and there was a wasp coming for you, and then you still spoke anyways, what in that moment do you think, like, what were you telling yourself? Do you like have a ritual, a motivational speech? What do you tell yourself to get pumped up?
well, I always try to remember, sort of, I don't like doing things because of external pressure. That's just not a good way to operate in life generally. I guess it's hard for me to say that as a 13-year-old, but I think that's not a good way to, I don't know, operate. I don't like operating like that. I don't like, having to fall under certain people's expectations. So I always try to think about and remember to myself who I do the work that I do for.
Mhm.
And the answer to that is always, I do this for myself. I do this for the future generation of AAPI. I do this for my future family members, for my future community, for all the youth's future community, for the future of the AAPI community.
And what does the future look like to you?
Like an ideal future or my
Yeah, if you
predictions?
can like envision the future
Uh-huh.
20 years out, what do you imagine it looking like?
Well, I hope that ethnic studies will be in every classroom. That's a big hope of mine. Yeah, I hope that I don't know, my kids or other kids that I just know of in the future, I hope they will know about the histories of people who look like them. I hope they'll know an accurate history, not a whitewashed history. I
Mhm.
hope they'll know the history of the bad things America's done as well as the good things America has provided. I hope they'll know, I don't know, they'll know to stand up for things that are wrong, and they'll not be afraid to speak out. That's another thing. And I hope that overall people are just treated a little bit better, with a little more sort of respect in some ways.
Can you tell us about the 180 pledge and what you created and what that led to?
Yeah, so the 1 by 180 pledge, we're the pledge is to ask people to support just teaching one day of API history out of the 180 instructional days in the school year. And our hope is that just one day will lead people to, I don't know, just learn a little bit more about often very underrepresented and undertaught history in America.
And you already passed that law in California, right?
Yes. So we were one of the partner groups for AB 101. It passed last October, which was really exciting. And ethnic studies will be mandated for public high schools in 2029. That's really exciting. And we've tried to support as many legislative actions as we possibly can. Like there have been over 10 states considering ethnic study bill or API history mandates, which has been really cool. We supported the Make Us Visible campaign in New Jersey, and that recently passed, which was super exciting. But yeah, there's a lot of positive change going on, and we were really happy to support that bill within our home state of California.
Incredible. So yeah, and most kids are focused on just passing tests. You're passing laws. How do you focus on school and family and extracurriculars and the other things in life when you're doing all this activism stuff?
Oh, very good question. Right there. Well, I've had to learn a lot of, I guess, sort of time management skills. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but I don't know. Now I have like a calendar and I block out my work time and everything. Um, I feel like it is just on a personal level, it's ramping down like just a little bit because it's like second semester of 8th grade for me now. So we're going to go different school, different environment, but I'm just trying to enjoy my last year of middle school before I go on to high school.
Okay, and then tell me about being a consultant for the American Girl doll.
Yeah. So actually AAPI Youth Rising was the partner group for the American Girl doll of the year. Her name is Corinne Tan, and she's super cool role model. And growing up, I didn't see a lot of, I guess, sort of AAPI women figures who weren't like either the hyper nerd or like the, I don't know, the random, I don't know, video game character who's very exoticized. I don't really see many API women who are just like normal, like American girls, just, I don't know, out there following their own passions, being individuals. I didn't see any of that. It was either the nerd or exoticized video game character. And I don't like
Mm.
either of those stereotypes at all. So,
You have any advice for other kids who are interested in activism?
mhm. Yeah, so again, going back to the very beginning with our sort of youth leadership is just one action at a time. Don't be afraid to take it small. Like if you just feel like doing one phone banking thing to start off, you don't have to have like a gigantic national campaign right off the bat. Like you don't feel like you have any responsibility to do something like really, really big at the beginning of your group starting out, because you definitely don't. And that's totally fine. And if you want to do something really big, then go for it. That's up to you. So whatever you feel you can do and whatever you're capable of, whatever you want to achieve. But don't feel afraid don't be afraid to keep it small or keep it big. It doesn't matter. It just matters what you think that you can do and what you would like to accomplish. So also don't be afraid to like ask for advice for people. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to like ask your families or your I don't know, teachers or anything, because the chances are they probably want to help you and they don't want to like, I don't know, inhibit your doing things for your community. So just try to reach out to them and yeah, ask for help, definitely.
Okay. Can I ask you for advice?
Mhm.
How do I not let other people's expectations inhibit who I am and what I want to do?
Well, I guess sort of think again back to, I always think this way, like, who are you doing the work that you're doing for? And if the answer is, I'm doing it, I don't know, to, I don't know, live up to others' expectations or to be what other people want me to be, then I don't know, maybe you should reconsider a little. Yeah, no offense to everyone out there, but always try to remember like who you're doing the work that you're doing for, and if you feel you're unhappy or you're not passionate about things you're doing, check in with yourself about that. And yeah, don't be afraid to be passionate.
Who said it? Aquafina or Mindy Kaling? I can't rest. I've never been the type to not have a job. I've never been the type to not be doing something.
Mindy Kaling.
That was Aquafina.
That was Aquafina.
That is the power of representation. You don't realize how important it is until you realize you've been missing it your whole life.
Aquafina.
Yes.
Yay! I got one right. Okay.
Now, seeing young Asian American people, particularly young Asian American women, using their platforms to show when there's been injustice or ways we can help, I've just been very inspired.
Mindy Kaling.
Yes.
Yay!
Mina Fedor, thank you so much for joining me on Shining a Light. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode of Shining a Light. I've been your host, Sean Conrad. Like this video, subscribe to Shine Global, and I will see you all hopefully next week. Thanks, everybody.